Okay, Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
good. Yes, and it's coming through my ears the way I wanted it to. So this is
Nice.
fixed now.
All right, and then we gotta wait for Brian because he had a reboot too.
Tech problems all the time. No problem.
Always.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 46 of 2025. I'm Chris Louie, and happy we all made it through another year rotating around the sun. With me, we have my co-host Uncle Barbecue, who has a hand cramp from all the light boarding he's been doing lately.
Not only the light boarding, but also the recording of the YouTube videos. I have so many. I'm actually pre-complaining. I haven't actually recorded any of the new stuff, but on Friday, I think I have to record like 4 or 5 different videos. So wish me luck, boys. I will
Good
go
luck.
mad. Yeah.
So you have to have, you set up like multiple camera angles, so if you mess up on one, you at least have backup video.
No, I'm a psychopath. It has to be perfect, or else I erase it and start over. And there are so many videos where I'm like
One
9
take.
minutes in. Yeah, and then I mess up at the end. I'm like, I throw the marker and I get pissed off and have to erase it and start sweating profusely. Unless I'm at HQ. HQ is different because then they have multiple cameras and they don't, they can do all the editing, but I want to make my life easier from a continuity sake.
Yeah. I don't know if that's make your life easier, Brian, if you have to restart if you mess up.
I'm a perfectionist. I just want my videos to look different than everyone else's online. That's why.
All right. So that's a choice then.
Yeah. Like I said, psychopath behavior.
Yeah. And we will have Glenn Medina joining us soon. He is currently playing Uber driver, but he will join us maybe halfway through the show.
Ooh, all right, Glenn.
His second job.
I give him 5 stars last time I saw him.
And 20%.
And 20%. Yeah. People laugh at me when I say that, so I don't know why.
Yeah. All around good guy.
All around good tipper.
Our guest this week is the tallest guest we've had on the show and probably the most tanned right now. So welcome back to Jason Seaman.
Hey guys, good to be back. I am back from Thailand, which was a nice experience. One of my favorite things there was the elephant sanctuary, where I learned some interesting elephant facts for you guys. First thing you should know is if you are thinking about owning your own elephant, it costs about $900 a month to feed an elephant. So make sure that you've set aside the appropriate amount of funding for
Is
elephant
that
endeavors.
in Thai baht, or I'm sure it's much more here in the U.S.
That is translated to US dollars. So, but
Dude,
it
I spend
probably costs
$900 a week to feed my fat ass. What are you talking about? We already got an elephant in the Deach household.
There you go. So you've already done it. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
But you also have to consider the capital acquisition cost of an elephant. So you should also know that if you're looking for like a healthy elephant, maybe like a 5-year-old kind of ready to rock and rumble, you could expect to spend about 40,000 US dollars to purchase an elephant. So you might want to build that into your equation as well.
Still cheaper than a kid.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sure there's permitting issues and transportation costs as well for that.
Yeah, maybe less permits in Thailand than you might expect, but definitely a US problem.
What about Operation Demo Drop?
That's right.
Landed on your house or something? No.
You can try.
So that was your favorite part of Thailand? It was the feeding the elephants?
Yeah, it was really cool because they had this was a sanctuary. So basically they took rescued elephants from that had been kind of abused by the tourism industry. And what they do is they release them out onto these 25 acres where you can kind of walk around with them. And each one of these elephants has their own kind of personal handler who lives with that elephant literally every day. They walk around with this elephant the entire day because there's no fences on this preserve. So they have to kind of redirect the elephant if it gets close to the edges. And then that handler takes it back to its sleeping quarters and sleeps with it. It's a really interesting life when you think about it. Imagine just living your
herding
whole
cattle.
life with an elephant. Yeah, it's really nomadic or something.
That's a life expectancy of said $40,000 elephant.
Good question. So an elephant can live about the same as us, like 70 to 80 years. Most of the elephants at this place were about 40 years old or so. Like that's kind of when they start to age out, maybe of the high impact, like carrying people stuff.
Pretty cool. Yeah, 35 years. So you can amortize that $40,000 over 35 years. That's about $1,000 a year if you look at it that way.
That's a good thought. Cheap.
Oh, look who decided to join. Well, he'll join in a second.
What up, homies?
We have Glenneth.
Glenn, did your writer give you 5 stars and 20%?
Absolutely. So just to mark, I joined at 9:14. Okay,
All right.
cool.
All right, we're just getting through the intros, and Jason was enlightening us about the elephants he encountered out in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
Elephant. Did it give you a hug? Was it Babar, the elephant?
It was much more peaceful than that.
Just understand it's scary if there's a fifth leg hanging out from underneath it that's trying to look at you.
You're talking about the trunk, right? Okay.
Yeah, the trunk.
elephant trunk.
Of course, the trunk.
The trunk or the roots? I don't know. There's also a long tail. There's a lot of legs on that thing
There's a lot of things going on with that thing
to steer clear of.
Yeah, no doubt.
What has 4 legs and is always ready to travel?
Brian Deach.
I don't know. What is it?
No.
No, it's the elephant. It's always got its trunk.
Oh, God.
No,
dad jokes at the beginning of the podcast.
But dad joke at the beginning. Oh, my gosh.
Ruin you.
Yes.
Die Hard 3, for those of you. That's a reference to Die Hard 3.
All right.
Come on, we have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 4 awesome stories for this week, so sit back, relax, and eat some beans for breakfast. As a reminder, this is our last episode of 2025, or at least our real episode or live episode, before we release our 2 bonus episodes in December. I am currently targeting December 15th and December 29th for our 2 bonus episodes, but definitely stay subscribed so you make sure you always get our latest episodes.
I'm actually looking forward to the extra bonus episodes.
Yeah, I started
always go off
pre-filling
track.
some of the... So if you scroll down the show notes, you'll see some of the talk tracks that I have prepared for us.
Nice.
This week, we're going to talk about the hammer dropping on scam compounds, an all-around good company. For our third topic, Gone in 60 Seconds, and close with husband talk. For our first topic, in what can be described as a John Wick moment, the entire world is now turning against and going after these scam compounds and their operators in Southeast Asia. We have a couple of stories we're going to be talking about here. The Myanmar junta military government is literally dynamiting buildings that used to be part of these scam compounds. A story out of China says they just sentenced 5 more people to death over their role in running these compounds, which often involves kidnapping, human trafficking, and basically modern-day slavery. Our allies over in Singapore passed a law that anyone found helping out these scammers, even if you're directly part of them or indirectly helping them, they are subject to strokes. And not the kind of strokes that you're thinking of, but strokes of the cane. And if you've ever seen any videos of these Singaporean caners, they take their job very, very seriously.
One American kid, right? That was doing graffiti in was it Singapore or was it Thailand?
It was Singapore.
That was a
got
pretty good one.
A bunch of lashes. Yeah, that was
He
he learned really quickly not to do that again.
Why was it such a big ordeal? Because was he underage or?
No, it's because Americans don't whip their kids, which they should. But yeah.
The public here felt it was a disproportionate response to his crime. Like here, it's graffiti. It's like a community service, or you get a talking to. Over there, they take it very seriously, and that's a paddling.
So, do you guys think this kid, who's no longer a kid, he's like our age? Is he an outstanding member of society, or is he hooked on meth? In either case, I think we should have him on the pod. What do you guys think?
I think it's a coin flip.
I think he's going to be an outstanding member of society. Yet I for some reason, I want to say he got caned. Was it 5 times or 15 times? I knew it was 5. It wasn't 50. That would have been insane. He'd be dead.
No. Yeah, it was probably a low number because they said like the people that are helping these scammers get somewhere between like 7 and 20 maybe. So like for something like graffiti, I'm sure it's probably like 3 or 5.
So
Lastly,
here's one for you. We can call him Florida Man. So apparently, he was his name. You're gonna laugh. No coincidence here. This is well, coincidence. His name is Michael Fay. So he was caned in Singapore, 1994. Released in June. So that was in June of 1994 to the United States. Sentenced first 4 strokes of cane reduced from 6 after U.S. intervention from Bill Clinton. Released in '94 for good behavior and returned to the U.S. the next day. Life after prison. He initially sought to get his life back on track, but faced further difficulties, including butane-related incident that required rehabilitation. He also faced minor legal issues. Guess where? In Florida for careless driving. So we can also call him Florida Man.
Should
Sorry,
have
Chris.
gotten him 6 canes. I'm just saying.
6 canes, yeah.
What's that?
Maybe 4 wasn't enough.
Oh my
and
god.
then he went on to become a general manager of Symantec and started Island.
No, wrong person.
No, what was that?
Wrong person.
I can't remember. There was like this little cartoon. It was like always like 60 to 90-second clips, and one of the guys always had a mask on and punching gloves, but he was just like, I'm not saying that violence is the answer. I'm just saying that it works and it's highly effective. Very funny. So I can't remember the name of that little internet series. I'll have to look it up.
Was that Homestar Runner?
Yes. Wow, look at you,
Homestar
man.
Runner.
Do you remember that?
I remember the character. I remember the episode. He had a little sidekick called the Cheat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that. That was an internet meme in the early 2000s.
Look at us. We're on the same part of the internet at the same time when we were little boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, so it's going to be interesting to see how many people get caned from this, and if there's going to be a public uproar for all the inhumanities facing these people after these people actually steal millions and millions of dollars from other people.
People's
So,
life savings. I'm sure
disproportionate.
there's not going to be a whole lot of
right?
love for these people. I'm
Yeah.
hoping. The last point here, the last story, is the U.S. just stood up a scam center strike force. And I think that means enough is enough. People are tired of seeing innocent people lose their life savings over these pig butchering and romance type scams. And I hope this is our moment where the tide is turning.
Feels like Jason's eerily quiet. Like he might be on the side of the scammers. Are you scamming people, Jason?
Can neither confirm nor deny that. But I think there's like 2 parts to this story, really. Like the first part that first of all, I'm really excited about it in general. Like I remember reading a Wired article about this like 10 years ago, that like the existence of these things. So I'm glad there's a crackdown coming, because there's also like the human trafficking aspect, right? Like a lot of the scammers are sort of being forced into it, the people who run the operations. So it's nice to see that part being shut down. I just don't understand, Chris, what are we supposed to do with the people who keep getting scammed like this? Like, is there more education that we're supposed to be doing? I don't understand how to teach someone not to send your money to a random person over the internet.
I think that's the hard part. It's a supply and it's a demand thing. That we can fix one side of the equation by cracking down on these scam compounds. But like you said, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, you had these confidence type scams that people just keep falling for it. So unfortunately, yeah, we do our best to educate people, but sometimes these scammers out there are always just one step ahead. Yeah,
they're the same people, right, as they're going through this, and they're saying, I was a little bit skeptical of this because this has happened to me 5 or 6 other times. Like, gosh, dang it, guys, come on.
Or 6. But she loves me.
Yeah. It was like no different than the old like paper bag of money and leave it at the Greyhound gas station or whatever as well. Yep. I don't know. I like ever since learning about this and knowing someone that actually fell victim to it, like I am a little bit more compelled to talk to people outside my circle about it all the time, especially recently widowed people as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The most vulnerable people, unfortunately, are the ones that often fall for it. Yeah, I think that's
no, not my stepdad. He didn't fall for it, guys. I'm just saying in general.
I think that's where also the accomplice piece of it is important. So not only are they sentencing people to death who run these scam compounds, but anybody that registers a SIM card, anyone that drives around town with an SMS blaster, like they're getting thrown in prison too. And hopefully that's enough of a deterrent to at least slow down this type of crime.
What do you think spurned this policy all of a sudden in Singapore? Was it like one of the wives or the political heads got scammed themselves, and now they're like, no more. We're going to fight against this going forward.
Gonna drone strike him now. We're gonna take
Yeah.
him out like the narco terrorist.
I'd like to believe all that. I mean, it is weird to the point of like, this has been going on forever, so why now? There was a blurb in one of the articles that raised my eyebrow as to like, why now? And it just reads as follows. It says, this was from the U.S. Attorney Janet Pirro. She says, President Trump wants the United States to be the global center of the world's cryptocurrency industry. So it is absolutely crucial that Americans understand the safe use of this commodity. We will expose and prosecute criminals who abuse their trust so Americans can feel secure. So I think, unfortunately, it probably wasn't the human rights things. It probably wasn't the scamming things. It's probably all about crypto money for a crypto president. That's probably the reality.
Mm.
Well, it could be column A and column B too, because we do want to be the world's leader in crypto. And I think it has a negative reputation because whenever you talk to anybody about Bitcoin, it's like, oh, isn't Bitcoin the thing that drug dealers use to buy drugs online? And it's like, no. Like Bitcoin has much, much more utility than buying drugs online. Yes, you can buy drugs online with it, but you know what else? You can buy drugs with cash. You can buy drugs with cash, and that's untraceable too.
It's been cash and gold and silver for ages, right? I mean, yeah.
Well,
I
maybe you
don't know
guys
why
can
they
make me...
think crypto all of a sudden is different. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, maybe you guys can make me smarter about it as crypto stands, because to me, I don't understand why, if you're the president of the United States of America, which is the backer of the US dollar, which is currently the world's reserve currency ostensibly, why would you want to weaken your own country's currency and prop up cryptocurrency? Like, why is that good for the American people to have cryptocurrency?
Well, having an American crypto like USDC, like USD Circle, that's an American company. So there's like, those are called stable coins. So you have Tether, you have Circle, you have all these bunch of crap coins. Those T and C are the big ones. Tether is completely, I shouldn't say completely, it's largely unregulated, and there's tons of crime and fraud associated with it because they don't have a huge U.S. presence, not regulated here. But USDC, the Circle, is heavily regulated, and they'll show you the balance sheet. They have to, they're public now. They have to show their numbers. It's heavily regulated. They have anti-money laundering controls in place. It's no coincidence that all these scammers, whenever they want to cash out, they always cash out in USDT, which is the Tether one, which is the less regulated one. So interesting side topic, but yeah, that's one of those things that we do want to be the world's leader, because if it's not us, it's got to be China, and if it's not China, it's going to. I doubt it's going to be Russia. It might be India, but we want to be the dominant force in crypto, leading the way.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Who has the most crypto right now? North Korea.
They have a lot. I think. I forgot the stats.
He's got the most.
No kidding.
I know. It was like after the Bybit hack, North Korea became like, there was some crazy stat. They're the top 10 of something holder, and it was through just sheer crime. Not smart investing.
They can't just turn that over, right? Because, I mean, if you think about it, it's not something that they can just go to the bank and go, okay, I want to deposit all this. They have to go through all kinds of washing to get
money laundering. Yeah.
Yeah, in order to get that clean somehow, right?
Yeah, they'll use mixers, they'll use Tornado Cash, and then they'll find an exchange that doesn't check your ID, which, hint, Jason, all the U.S. exchanges must have KYC, know your customer, but overseas, not quite so much.
Oh, no. Yeah. I feel like I took us on a little aside, which I apologize for, because I don't think you want to be like another crypto podcast. Oh, my God.
It's kind of our shtick, going on side.
That's good. No, it's important to educate our listeners as well on the benefits of crypto. It can be a store of value. There's a lot of utility in it. That where, at least here in the US, the banking industry, the credit card industry lobby is extremely, extremely strong. I'd like to see a competitor to that, and I think these stablecoins have a really good shot at that.
And it's good for drugs and people trafficking. So,
so is cash.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, but that's the hope that enough crackdowns and people will think twice about registering these SIM cards for these scam operators. All right, for our second topic, sticking with fintech, UK fintech company Checkout.com disclosed that the Shiny Hunters hacking gang breached one of their legacy environments and stole a heap of customer data, and it is now extorting the company for a ransom. Checkout.com is a payments processor and reported that they will not pay the ransom, instead investing in their own security and making a large donation to universities that are conducting cybercrime research. The data breach impacts about 25% of their current customer base, plus a couple of other past customers. The attack vector appears to be a cloud storage service Checkout.com used, but no details were made public of which service was affected or the method used to gain unauthorized access. Personally, I think it's good that they are turning something negative like a data breach into something positive, which is more funding for cybersecurity research and strengthening their own security controls.
Boring.
I think.
Just kidding.
No. Come on now. There's a good lesson in the details here because
you have a better topic, Brian.
They said they didn't.
The run sheet too.
I know. I'm messing with you.
You said they didn't disclose the cloud provider, which is true, but it did say in more details that the data was obtained by gaining unauthorized access to a legacy third-party cloud file storage system that was used in 2020 and prior years. So to me, the lesson is that, and this happens a lot, we all want to implement new solutions, but sometimes we don't decommission the old solutions, right? Like there's a cost of like the old stuff out there. This idea of tech debt has not only operational costs, but obviously in this case, like security risk as well. And that's really the exposure that these people took on. And I think that's important, to think about. Like, Brian, you must see all sorts of examples of people transforming and having to get rid of their old technology, and that takes time and money too, right?
And effort and a will, right? So many people want to do nothing, which is horrible.
Yeah. Do
nothing is a risk, right? You got to calculate that.
Yeah. There was an interesting post, it was like some CISO. He goes, hey, I'm leaving to go do something different. And then blah, blah, blah. I wish you guys the best. But he's like, what I really meant to say is, I presented you guys all the risks. You did nothing about it. I showed you these things. You did nothing about it. I asked for compensating controls and you did nothing about it. And I'm the one left holding the bag at the end of the day when the crap hits the fan. That's why I'm leaving. I was like, damn, that's harsh, but it's real.
That is real.
Well, didn't we talk about it also? That sometimes it's easier to just pay the insurance. Pay it and let insurance cover it, right? So
that's one way around it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but even if you pay it, there's no guarantee that they're going to delete the data and not release it anyway. That's the trouble with these extortion attacks.
But even if that's the thing, right? So you have insurance, you pay, but if you're part of a big company and you're popped like a due date, right? And you go on to the next job and you're like, oh, who's Brian Deitch? And if the first headline is Brian Deitch, CISO of Acme.com breached, you're like, your reputation goes down the tank as well. Might as well just change your name and move.
Yeah, pretty much. Start a career in farming.
But you never know, because some of that, just like you just said, right, is not actually the fault of the CISO themselves, right? They were overruled by the other executives in the group that didn't want to spend the money. So you were on a shoestring budget trying to cover everything, and you did the best as you could, right? And you said, hey, I called these things out and this is what happened. So technically you might not, and you may come out further along on top, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a CISO.
Yeah, I think that's also part of the life cycle of data too, is after you decommission an environment. This is exactly what happened to Oracle. They had a legacy environment. It was vulnerable to, funny enough, Oracle vulnerabilities. They never patched it. They got exploited and they got into this legacy cloud environment. At least that's the Oracle story. They got into this legacy cloud environment, but the word on the street is they use that to pivot into their production cloud.
Do you think the vulnerabilities will be less and less or more and more with AI? Like, will we be able to say, hey, AI, go after this and try and find all the vulnerabilities you can? Or do you think the opposite of like, hey, AI, go find and attempt to submerge these things with the knowledge that you have?
Oh, it's more for sure.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like all our information is already out there anyways. Unless you're born in like the last 5 years, then that's your only real protection at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's good that they're at least turning into a positive, that they want to do good in the world. And then they said, yep, we acknowledge that this happened and it was unfortunate, but we'll hopefully make the world a better place because of it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what their customers have to say.
Maybe these guys, shiny hunters, are based out of Singapore, and we can take care of them a different way.
Look at a caning.
Or with drones, right? So
yeah, just drone strike them. That's like you said. That's just that residual risk that you have, that you need to properly decommission these things once they're no longer needed, or at a minimum, like, I mean, that's part of checking your security posture is looking at old environments, because you could have state-of-the-art security on your current production environment, but it's always these old legacy environments or test environments or dev environments. That's what gets people into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
All right, for our third topic, European authorities have arrested 5 people who allegedly created devices to decode keys to high-end cars, which allowed them to unlock and steal them. The devices were sold for between 3,000 and 50,000 euro and allowed car thieves to unlock and steal cars on demand. French authorities launched an investigation after they noticed specific makes and models of cars being stolen. If you weren't careful, your car really could be gone in 60 seconds. The devices most likely exploit insecure implementations of cryptography in the car's key fobs. For example, a while ago, Subaru implemented a stupid counter system where an attacker could DDoS a legitimate key fob to intercept the code, then replay that code later to unlock the car.
So, Gone in 60 Seconds, still a great movie. Eleanor, One Day You Will Be Mine, for all those listening.
And 1967 Shelby GT500.
Fastback. Don't forget the Fastback. Man, that was a car. I'll tell you what. You know, I actually saw that car like in Minnesota for sale for like $90,000. I was like, that's a lot of money. And then a couple years later, I saw it for sale for $150,000. I was like, I should have bought it when I had a chance. And then on Bring a Trailer, it just went for like $300,000. I'm like, all right, I give up. I don't know when to buy this damn car, or if I ever will.
Can never time the market, Ryan.
I know. But
well, the other choice is to buy it in a rack, right? Not in a rack, but just like a bar fine.
Yeah.
And then you restore it yourself and spend another 100,000 to get it there.
Yeah.
Right. So
there's a company that does the lookalikes for it. It's not an actual, but it looks like the GT500. I saw one of them in Scottsdale. I was like, guys, I can only get so, I was all about it. All about it.
They make like kit cars.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the original AC Cobra. They make those kit cars, but the real ones are very rare and expensive.
Going back over here to the key fobs, since they took us down the wrong lane. I did try to clone like a Ford key fob and the Rivian one. I had zero luck with that Flipper Zero. I was like, I watched so many videos and spent so much time, and I wore glasses trying to see the damn screen.
You didn't use your phone? You didn't use the app on the phone to do that for you? You know you could do that, right?
I didn't know about the app on the phone, but I did it on the computer to make my life a little bit easier, but still.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I tried it as well on a couple keys and didn't get it. I tried it on a hotel key, didn't get it, and I was like, huh. The only thing I could get was the Tesla fuel,
The charging
the
port.
door, the charging door, yeah, the charging
Okay.
port, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That one responds to
Turning
specific
off,
frequency.
yeah, turning off TVs or changing channel TVs in a public setting. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
That was always fun, using the infrared on there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, as a guy who's played with this flipper, Brian, do you think that if this hacking group had marketed this device as a tool for locksmiths instead
Like a
of
pen
a tool
testing
for
tool.
car thieves, number one, do you think they could have been arrested for it? And number two, do you think they should have been arrested for it?
Do I think they should have been? No. I think they're, yeah. I do think they, could they have done it for, no, I'm all for it, man. Yeah. Exploit it.
So really, these
Fine.
guys shouldn't be locked up. But for bad marketing, these guys shouldn't be locked up.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is they should have went through with the official legal way, and
Yeah.
on the back end just kind of did it on the side job as a hey, not so much.
Yeah, like don't worry about who you sell it to. Just say it's for a legal purpose instead of an illegal purpose, and
Yeah,
there you go.
Can we-
yeah. I don't know what they did with it. I sold it, but they were a certified locksmith.
Still insane though that like it was selling between 3,000, which you can't buy a car for anymore, but 50 grand, you probably have a pretty nice car. But I guess maybe this is the
50,000 euros. Yeah,
50,000 euros. But maybe this allows you to have unlimited cars, right? I used to joke with my friend, like, if I was a cop, I'd have unlimited kills. He's like, the purpose of being a cop is not to kill anyone. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to shoot for the stars, like, I'm going to go.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are categories of crimes here in the U.S. Possession of burglary tools, and I think, Jason, like you said, these tools can be used for legitimate purposes, like a locksmith. They legitimately have to get people into places that they just lost their keys. But then there's also nefarious reasons for people having it too. So I think if you're caught with it in the commission of a crime, that's obviously a burglary tool. Or if you buy a tool that's only supposed to be sold to, a licensed locksmith here in the U.S., you have to be licensed, bonded, insured, all that in order to purchase these tools. And, it's pretty clear, like if somebody's caught with one of these devices and they have 6 stolen cars in the garage, it's like, all right, this guy's not a locksmith.
you mean a chop shop?
Chop shop.
Yeah. But then the tool manufacturer gets in trouble too, which is interesting, right? Like
Right.
You don't really go after the locksmith tool guy, but in this case they did. They went after the manufacturer because it was so blatant.
Yeah, and it reminds me of the story we did a couple of years ago by now, that if there was EncroChat and there were a couple other secure phone makers, and like they marketed themselves, no cameras, no microphones, no logs, we don't comply with law enforcement orders, and they're just saying we sell a privacy tool. Like, no, this is marketed towards criminals and drug traffickers. Fine line between the two, but this was clearly the guy was making tools to steal cars.
You know what's funny though?
Interesting to see what kind of cars. Go ahead.
I didn't say that. What's funny is about his comment on the Subaru, the implemented. I think that was the one I was watching. I was like, I wonder if we can try this in the Ford. I was like, of course not. They have too many cool vehicles and they're so smart. I was like, maybe Rivian doesn't know what they're doing. And of course they did. So, but Subaru, yeah, vulnerable. Like me in therapy, just crying like a little baby.
Or you could be a Hyundai and just be easier and just use a USB cable to just
Exactly.
Any rectangular device.
yeah.
No
Doesn't
sophistication
matter.
needed, just brute
Yeah.
force. Just brute force. Yeah. We actually haven't heard that many of the stories of the Kia boys anymore. I wonder if they finally fixed that.
All they did was just put a sticker on my daughter's car that says it's been updated. It won't work.
Yeah. With the software allegedly.
Yeah.
That's a simple one. Yeah. Do you still have that car?
Yeah, they do. So the one car, like, it was insane. It was like a 2018, and it had like what I would call the Krispy Kreme paint job. Like, it was just like peeling everywhere, just like random parts of the actual metal shining through. And I was going to her apartment one day, to say hi, and I was like, "Hey, I'm here," because she had just moved in. She's like, "Dad, you're so far away." I'm like, "I'm parked right in front of your car." She's like, "Oh no, that's somebody else that has the exact same cars, but the exact same like front passenger side above the windshield as well, like all like these specific spots." And so we tried to get it done under like a manufacturer defect, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
Like they
recall.
Recall. And it didn't. They said, "Oh, you have to be the original." What did they say? You have to be the original owner. And then like a year later, I went on ChatGPT because I just, after seeing the car, I was like, "Damn, man, like this thing sucks." I was like, "Is there anything I can do?" And then it was like, "Go to this website, plug in your VIN," and then boom, it was like, "You're enabled or allowed to do it." So I told her, we filled out the information to take a car in there, and sure enough, they had the whole car repainted. It was actually
sweet.
Yeah. And I was like, "You need to tell your neighbor."
That's
She's like,
pretty
"I don't
common.
know." I'm like, "Do the right thing. Tell your neighbor. Like, you get a free paint job. Everyone should."
Exactly.
Yeah. Or park next to your neighbor and go, "I got a free paint job. Here's the number to call," right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But ChatGPT to the rescue. That's an actual W right there. I'll tell you what.
there you go.
Yeah.
Now
Good
she
use
wants the
of
truck.
AI.
Raise them right.
Get
So
a Cybertruck.
what do you think the car was worth? What do you think the car was worth that you had to pay 50,000 euros to get a key? Is that $1 million car?
I don't know. It's
No.
like,
How many $1 million cars are there?
He's not-
according to
no.
Gone in 60 Seconds, they're worth about $5,000 a piece.
Yeah. But
for
that Gone in
H2.
60 Seconds was also 20 years ago.
Probably
right?
longer
So
than that.
come on, man.
Yeah, that's like $2
Yeah.
million these days. Yeah.
Ugh.
I actually just watched that movie with Chloe like in the last 6 months, and she actually liked it. I was like, "Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about." You
The
get
original or the Nicolas Cage
it.
one?
The original. Well, no, the Nicolas Cage. Sorry,
Okay, yeah.
the last movie
You
he was
saying
in
there
that
was
was
actually
good.
one before that?
There was, yeah.
Yeah, that was one they based it off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually what happens is they steal these cars, put it on a shipping container, and they send it overseas, and you never see it again. And there was funny, I think there was a story, somebody had their Tesla, the Tesla got totaled in an accident. It wasn't like undrivable, but the insurance company totaled it. They got paid out, and then I guess the Tesla never got deregistered from the owner's Tesla app. And then like 3 months later, it just showed up in Kuwait. Like just someone driving it around in Kuwait and still showed up in the app.
Well, I'd have fun with that.
I wonder where all these cars are.
Turn the
Are these
heater on.
all these cars going to the Middle East somewhere?
I don't know,
So-
Middle East, Southeast Asia. Myanmar scam compound.
How cool is that, though, that the Tesla ended up in Kuwait, was able to subjoin perceivably any type of cellular connection and had connectivity.
Yeah.
Wow. Talking about roaming. Let's go.
Yep. Yeah, I think Jason doesn't want to talk about his Kia boy. His Kia boys. Partners in crime on this one.
Mm-hmm.
How many Kias have you stolen, Jason?
Somewhere between 0 and 10.
That's an honest answer.
He can neither confirm nor deny that he's done the deed.
That's right.
But he's got a big BMW logo behind him, so I wonder if he's a Porsche guy, right? Because he's got the BMW logo.
Still stuck on BMWs, yeah. Still stuck on them.
What's your go-to car? Everyone, tell me right now. Mine's Eleanor. What's your guys' car if you can get it? What do you want?
Ooh, any car. I was always partial.
Like
It was a concept car. It never got released. The Ford GT90. Look it up.
Ooh, a Ford. I did not see that coming.
Ford
Surprised
GT90.
any like the Sixth Sense right there, buddy.
It was. I think it was probably the late '90s. It was a concept car. It was like the next iteration of the Ford GT40.
I see
It
it.
actually, I think it predated the Bugatti. It kind of looks like the Bugatti.
It looks like a
Veyron.
Lambo. Yeah, it looks like a Lambo. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Me,
does
it
look like
does.
a Lambo. 100%. Hey,
Yeah, and then you get inside and it's got like the cheap inside Ford parts inside of it, where the buttons and everything don't make any sense.
I have the same horsepower in my truck. Fun fact. And I think I'm faster in the zero. I don't think I am.
It's a V12.
V12 twin
Yeah.
turbo. quad turbo.
And that's not tuned. That's not tuned. Yeah. So it's a successor to the GT40.
Yeah,
The GT40 was a pretty bad on its own. So
it was. Yeah, this is way ahead of its time. I wonder. There's even an article here. I'll have to read it later. It says, whatever happened to the Ford GT90?
wow. I love my '88 Toyota pickup. I'm good. I'm not a fancy guy.
Nice. All right.
I just like to bebop down the street.
The
Do you
choice
have
of
subs in
Glenn
it?
and terrorists.
Hey, you can throw it off a cliff and it'll still run.
There was a commercial for that, right? Like it rolled down the hill.
Yeah, there was.
That's a good.
Exactly. It was a '90s model that they threw off a cliff. So
There's one article that said some guy traded in his his Toyota pickup truck. He like traded in, got a new Toyota, and then I guess apparently this Toyota somehow ended up in ISIS's hands, and it still had like the sticker on the side that says Mike's Plumbing. Call this number. So like ISIS fighters in the back.
I'm gonna ask Jason, which E model BMW is yours? E34?
I drive the electrics only, so the iX and an i4. Yeah, I'm an electric guy. Yeah.
I
got into
those
BMWs.
cars. Are they big? Are they small? I guess they're a big car. The i4 is
They're big, dude. Yeah, they're sizable. I actually got into BMW electrics through the i3, which was their sort of first concept electric model they released in 2014.
That was like the little smart car.
Yeah, that's right. It got a lot of negative reviews. Like, it looks funky, and I get that a lot of people don't like that look, but it's kind of like a sport hatch looking thing. So that kind of got me into the world of like BMW electrics, and then they released the iX, which is their like large SUV, and then the i4 is of course like a coupe type model. So
is there an
the
option to have it just leak random oil everywhere? So
Oil slick.
Do you know why German cars leak oil, right? Because they're not being used the way they're supposed to. If you ran them hard, they don't leak. So.
Oh. Well, I drive really fast in my electric cars, so maybe I love the torque of, to me, my only dream car is electric. Like, I've just loved the road feel, the torque, like all that stuff is so much better than an engine to me.
Yeah. So you've got to be the first BMW enthusiast that I've ever met that is all about the electric. Everyone else is like, oh, I want an E32. I want an E34. I've never heard of, you're definitely a diamond in the rough there. So.
I think so, because I went to the like BMW performance driving thing in South Carolina. They've got one in Palm Springs as well. It's a fun experience, by the way, if you're ever looking for something to do. Like, they let you take their cars out on their track, so you don't have to worry about crashing it or whatever the case may be. But they had, a bunch of different BMW M's and E's and all this stuff that you could race around. And I asked the guy afterward, I'm like, hey, how come you didn't put an electric out there? And he's like, oh, I didn't know anyone wanted to drive those. And I'm like, I wanted to drive the electric on the like road course and see how fast I could go, man. You let me down. So I think it's a growing.
Was it the i8? There was an i8 that was there. Yeah, that thing can only go like 75 miles, though, right? I mean, it wasn't that great from a distance standpoint.
Oh yeah, they've had a whole bunch of different like distance challenges, but now they're very like much like every other electric car, like from a distance perspective. They've kept up with the technology and the battery stuff. So yeah.
What's your charging network look like? Are you just using like Electrify America?
Yeah, basically any port in the storm, right? BMW is being added to the Tesla network in America this year. In fact, people were just reporting yesterday that their BMWs were now being able to plug into the superchargers with an adapter.
Do you know how much, though, at a premium? It's at a premium.
Yeah, like the public charging is not cheap no matter what. Like, it's always like about 50 cents per kilowatt hour, even on Electrify America. So it's not economical to do those fast chargers, but it does get you through, the long road trips.
Convenience. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's convenience. It's what if you need to get all the way from LA to San Diego? I mean, LA to San Francisco. That's not a convenience thing. That's just simple travel, right? That Americans used to enjoy by gas, right? So, So,
all right, Mr. Anti-EV here.
Wait, Jason, are you partial to only BMW EVs, or are you open to exploring other vehicles?
Right now, I'm partial to BMW EVs, but I'm open to exploring other EVs in the future, I think.
Okay. Anyone top of mind, just out of curiosity?
I am looking out for the Porsche, actually. Like, I like the body styling of the Porsches. I acknowledge that. So, like, as I think they've got a new one coming out in the SUV space that'll be their, like, electric SUV that I think, if it looks like their, what is their current SUV? I like the look of that thing. But, yeah, I want it to look like that, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, the Macan?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's nothing better than like a turbo Macan going through the LA tunnel and just blowing it out and just hearing the noise just reverberate across the tunnel as you go through half a mile, right? It's pretty cool. So
Yeah. Agreed.
it's the Taycan is the Taycan is the electric one, I think. That looks pretty cool too. Looks like the original Porsche.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
Half of us have our dream car. The other halves are just still waiting. I love it.
Porsche had the.
What are you talking about? Chris has his Cybertruck. That's his dream car.
No, that's
I
not
do.
his dream car.
Yeah.
It was the
You
GT90
can't-
was
no.
his dream car.
You can't buy the GT90 though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If
I'm
can't
sure you
buy it,
could.
It's like one of like 8 or something.
Yeah.
It was never manufactured. That's the problem with that.
Yeah, it's a concept car.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Glenn
What
has
are you
his
talking about?
pickup.
What's your dream car, Brian?
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too far away. You can get that.
You can get that, yeah.
You guys
Get a
believe in me
restored
more than my own mom. I really appreciate that.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
All right.
You can't drive your house to work. We'll just start driving the car to work.
Yeah.
You can't go to the grave with it either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, we only got
Take it
5
with
minutes,
you.
guys.
Yeah.
All right.
And so, yeah, we'll skip over topic 4. Topic 4 now became car talk.
No.
Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week. Dad joke of the week. This week, our guest Jason is up.
J-Dog.
Jason.
I do have a proper dad joke here, but I've been into these Chuck Norris facts. Do you guys remember Chuck Norris?
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
Chuck
those are the good ones.
You know, that Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. Chuck Norris can divide by 0. But I heard my favorite one, so I just wanted to repeat it for you. I learned that Chuck Norris took a vacation to the Virgin Islands. Now they're just called the Islands.
That's a good one.
Damn it, that was good. No wah. That was a good one.
There's a couple others. I'm gonna add to this, right? It's
All right,
like
go for it, Glenn.
Chuck Norris's tears can cure cancer, but he never cries.
Yeah.
He doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
There you go. So now you got an activity to do. Look up your Chuck Norris jokes and read through them all.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all good.
Those are
gotten
the good
better over
ones.
time.
Those are definitely the good
Hours
ones.
of fun. Hours of fun.
Yeah.
All right, to wrap things up, scam compounds are about to have a bad time. Checkout.com is the real MVP. Your car can be gone in 60 seconds. And help Brian find a reasonably priced Eleanor. That's
I'll
all
get
I
him
have for
one.
this week.
I'll
Hope
get
you
him
enjoyed
one.
this week's episode. Find us all on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes Store and Spotify. Left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. Best way to find us is to search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. My co-host Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina, and our guest Jason Seaman. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia.
More accurately, we'll see you next year, 2026.
Kunti.
Bye, Felicia. For a month.
Cooney. See you next year.
Have a nice day.